Good morning, this is Pixie doing another video. I'm just travelling onto my yoga. I was just going to lay in bed and do nothing today, but it seems like sometimes you get a kind of like your higher self says, look, just get on with it, just do this. It's the same thing that sometimes tells me not to do things when I feel like I should do them. It's a bit weird, isn't it? It's kind of like a willpower, like a different willpower inside guiding me. So, but who knows, I'm just going to go. So I just sat there, I just laid there in bed, wondering what the time was and thinking, if you've got enough time, you might as well just go to yoga, just go. And you can meditate, lay down in your bed and do nothing really. And it's one of these things with the group that you can do yogic transmissions, so I can just meditate on them at the same time and still get some of the benefits of a group meditation really, because the distance there isn't no distance really, it's just the illusion, a bit like when you play a computer game, you see yourself in a world, but you don't think it's just a telly, it's that kind of, how far are you? Have you gone really anywhere, or has the world moved around you and then you've stayed the same? So it's one of those odd things really. I was going to think about some OMAD stuff. I was thinking of the pros and cons. So with fasting anyway, it can reset your body, basically reset your basic biofunctions in how your body feels, how it manages itself, how you react to certain foods, everything, but because it goes back to the basics, you could have a stronger reaction to food that you might have had just a certain gauged intolerance with. So if you introduce something at a high level that normally causes issues, you might just trigger it and you might think, blimey, I had a bit of a reaction with that, and that's because your body's readjusting to that. So you might want to build it up in a platform. If you went for a prolonged long fast, if you went for something like an OMAD, I don't think you can have really any big difference, because you're eating every day, and depending on what you're intolerant to and stuff like that, you could introduce something and build a tolerance to it, but you might have to go through a certain cycle of adaptation, so it might not agree with you, and why would you want to eat it then? That's the thing, or consume it. I mean, it could be that it brings another property to your body, some health, some healing or something. So it's just understanding how your body feels, communicating with it, trying to meditate with it as well. When you've got that emptiness in the stomach, it's a good time to actually talk to your stomach, communicate in that sort of spiritual way, because you can try to sense as much as you can of your like colon and all that. Because normally you might not have much sensation there, because you've got a full belly, you just sense the food there and that's that. But if you can kind of sense it, like it's a big snake, it's connected to you in essence, a big worm. And just feel that contentment and relaxation, and also let go of any feelings. There's feelings in there that make you nervous or worried. Just let them go, because you don't need them there. So I think it's quite important to find them balances. But for me, I think I'm covering two angles. I'm trying to heal myself by what I eat and by what I don't eat as well, and also just clearing up the mind. So move any blockages out of the way. There's a person I want to be, or I'm trying to be, and there's a person I was. The person I was clinged on to memories of the past and things like that, but it was always very dreamy, so I was not always on this plane of consciousness. And there's kind of three areas of consciousness. There's where people live in their mind, very much in the body consciousness. There's a kind of lower consciousness, like the primordial creation stuff. It's like the void. So when you wake up and you wake up from blackness, sometimes you've just been hanging out in the void. And I've had that where I don't even know what I am, and I've just sort of woken up and started becoming more conscious of where I am. because I've gone from a lower state, or the higher state is where you've been in some type of dream world, travelling some places, doing things, interacting with things, and then you come back to the realisation that you're in this physical body. And so one's the higher. So for me, I was probably not so much in the body mind. I was going up into sort of my sort of dream state, a higher mind, and then coming back. So I was between different consciousness. I've had people say, it was quite interesting, I had a woman say she can't remember her childhood and the memories because she didn't feel she was there, and it's probably quite true, because you existed in three streams of consciousness, and they didn't cross with each other, and they didn't sort of intermingle. So the higher side has come into play at a later point in their life for whatever choice. So it's quite interesting how our consciousness works. And that's what that's what I've been sorting out myself, really, is where my consciousness is. Because the kind of body mind, I might be thinking in the kind of this idea that the past is these kind of constructs that are permanently there and you can't change, rather than that they're actual memories, they're recordings, they're your own recordings, like as if you wrote it down. They're your own stories as well, the things that you play out, and you can rewrite the whole lot in your head. It might be difficult if someone's telling you, no, you're never good at that. I said, oh no, well, what happened was that I was a bit inexperienced, but then later on I picked it up and I was really good. So there's two different things, one telling you a negative, and one sort of saying, well, from a point of inexperience, and then a kind of part of me sort of sparked up and I was able to deal with it, do that. You know, because a lot of people will always go back to negatives and will say, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I said, I'm not really, because I had to go through that experience, and then I became this stronger person, or stronger version of myself. So that's kind of where you want to be, and the memory doesn't mean anything, because the current you is more important. See, I pushed it to the present. Where I am now is really good, and that's more important than in the past I had a really crap time, or had a bad relationship, or whatever happened in your life, you know. So that's the best thing. And also, when you like the OMAD, you see yourself in the mirror, you look different. You think, well, I am different. Like this top I haven't worn for ages. It was too tight before. Now it fits okay. So it feels like it's new clothes, even though they're old clothes. They're new clothes. So it's that's kind of like with yourself. I might be the old me, but I'm also the new version. It's because this person has let go of the bad experiences and moved on to the good experiences, and now it knows where it wants to be, and it's using them as a guide to keep them going forward. And that's it, really. I think that's really important. I think it might be difficult for me if I meet up with someone who's still clinging into this past paradigms. You know, they want me to apologise for the past and stuff, and I know I've done it once. You don't have to do it again. So look, I mean that happened in that period in time, but I can't really go backwards, because where I am now is I'm kind of in this other place. You know, it's what I'm building today that's important to me, construction-wise. You know, mentally, my mental landscape, and it might be hard for them to take in. They might want to say, well, I want to think about all these bad things that happened. I want to compare you to other, mistakes you made in the past. I want you to compare you to other people that I've met. And I think, well, I'm not that person. I'm sorry. If that's how you think, if you think all men are the same, then, but at some level, yes, that's true. Same for women. It's not something I'll have a debate about, because you believe what you want to believe, but yet you're still curious and you're still attracted to the opposite sex. So what's going on there? It's that kind of thing going on in the mind. So everything's always complicated. It doesn't have to be, and just keep it. So I was going to say, pros and cons going to hit things. So that's sensitivity to things may change. You may lose interest in sugar. Originally, you might have some things where your moods vary a bit, but my conscious level seems to be steady now. There's no issues with around mental brain fog and fatigue. Positive may also make, but negatives, maybe the ailments might come up that you have to sort of re-deal with, and that could be from autophagy, your body's trying to repair it in some way. It might accelerate what might have been happening slowly. So that was the main thing. I had an issue with my back, and that come out. But it might be because I was combining things like exercise and fasting and all sorts of things. I just need to give it a rest. And I was doing them every day. I was doing press-ups every day. I just don't bother for a while now. Just let my back heal, and then do different exercises. But as I get lighter, I've got a chin-up bar. I might just start using that. And I've got something with my fingers. It's like bloody arthritis. They sort of really stiff. So I need to figure that out as well. It's like gaming cramp or something, you know, controllers and stuff. But I haven't. Only thing I've been touching is the steering wheel, so I might have to wear some gloves at night, so I straighten my fingers. I wake up, my fingers are like this, and I can't bend them. What's going on? I mean, they're okay now, but it's just that kind of thing. It's a little bit odd. Good of time. Good. So yeah, and I think just focus on some positives in your life, and that can push you forward. Other negatives, you may end up facing your demons a lot quicker, because once you remove food, it has an emotional attachment. You have to deal with the other stuff. That's why cleansing of through the heartfulness yoga for me works. You might need to cleanse yourself psychologically, because you may end up, all the toxins, it's like a toxin you've got to deal with in your body. And so if you've gone through something, you might want to fast just to pull back. Other types of fasting though, dry fasting is probably important. Things like people who've got cancer and so on, you might want to do that, because your body's, and you might want to do small ones rather than big ones, and build up. I mean, you could do a long one. It's just the autophagy is what you want against the cancer cells, but the human growth hormone will help your body regrow all the cells, and so it will also might have effect on cancer. I don't know, because cancer sort of unplugged itself in the system. It may be sugar, but knocking sugar out and the insulin will confuse the cells, make them act differently. They won't have the same adapting thing. You wouldn't have cancer cells if you're fat adapted, to be honest. Not in the same way. You might have damaged cells, but they just get healed and replaced by the autophagy. So anyways, please sign off and have a great day.